Hello everyone, and I'm Ajay Balmurgadas, and today I have with me Sunny Sachdeva. Hi Sunny,
Hey Ajay.
and today we are going to explore an application called DeepL Translator, which was again shared by Rehab. She had done a PCO, product coverage outline, and she shared it. This is what testers do. They collaborate, they share their work, they get feedback and things like that. So uh, I kind of accepted this challenge, and now I will approach this exercise. So I thought I will record this also. So this is the first time I'm seeing this particular application, DeepL.com. As soon as I go to DeepL.com, it goes to DeepL.com/translator. And so Sunny, first things first, as and when I get or I start my testing, any activity, first is I start recording, and the other is I open a mind map just to capture my thoughts, in addition to maybe a notebook and pen, right? So, what is the first thing that you do when you see an application?
I start, create a mental mind map about the strategy or how I'm going to explore about this application. So I want to learn more about this application by, creating my mental questionnaires about the functionality of the app. What are the end users, and so many questions comes up, and there's not a fixed starter. Basically, as and when there are a couple of questions that comes up, it directs or it often will open up the way of the next questions that I'm going to ask. So that's how I approach the application.
Okay. On similar lines, I'm also going to see what's there in the application, and we will also time it to an hour's time. Anyways, we have the counter here, so we'll do it for time limit. 60 plus 10 is 70. So I entered 70.
So, Ajay, are you sharing your screen?
Not it.
Oh, okay.
So my browser is gone to a hung state, maybe.
Okay. Even the video is at the home state.
Right.
I mean your screen. Okay, now it's good.
Okay. So fine. So here is where I start mind map. I say new blank map. So it says operation in progress. This gives me. This reminds me of the pending task in terms of creating a mind map and saving as template. Maybe I tried it and it was available only in the pro version, is what I remember. So let me save it.
And yeah, MindMap is a fantastic tool for keeping your records, keeping your notes, and overall it helps a lot in the understanding of any application.
Right, definitely. So let me
So I think
create.
all testers who would be watching this video, I think definitely explore mind maps.
So I'll create DeepL. Inside that, I'll create a DeepL, say, feature map. Save it, and then I go here, go back to. So this is the URL. Then what do I see here? It automatically goes to translator, and then I also
But
need to,
have you shared your screen?
yeah, let me share my screen. I'm sorry. Present now, entire screen. Okay. So this is what I've created till now. Then this is the URL, and so before
Okay,
I
I'm
get
okay,
started
but
with other tests, I would like to.
I'm still not able to see this.
You're still not able to see my screen.
Uh, it's loading. Okay, there you go.
Okay. So I go to supportdetails.net. Maybe if we switch off our videos, then I think it will save some bandwidth.
I agree.
Okay. So I take this screenshot. And then I put it in the mind map as an environment details. Okay, so this is done. Then let's see what's there. There's a logo, clickable logo, which takes us to deepl.com/home as seen at the bottom left. The entire logo is clickable, seems to be clickable. Then it translator takes to the same page where we are in, and Lingui takes to a different website. Download for Mac, it's free. Then there is login. Then there are more options. So let's take a note of the header. So I mark it as header. So we had the logo, then translator,
Lingui.
Lingui. Okay, then we had login, or before that something, download for Mac.
Download for Mac only. That means no Windows or
Or maybe it recognized that I was on a Mac system and then it said download for Mac. So this, we can add a question here whether it's available only for Mac or it is intelligent enough to find out that I'm on a Mac, and hence it prompts for download on Mac. What's taking? Okay, this could be one of the culprits. I quit. So here is a question. So I just put a question mark, meaning asking check on Windows. So one beautiful thing with testing is, as in when we get ideas, we can note it down. We need not follow a specific script, and we have login. Then we have the hamburger icon, which has so many options. At the same time, there is a pop-up about cookies. So let me just take a quick screenshot about the cookies. Where does the more info take us to? More info takes us to this. We use cookies by clicking accept all. You agree to use of all cookies. Accept selected, you agree only to the categories you have selected. Necessary, okay, to work for the website to work properly, you need these cookies. Comfort, enhanced functionality and personalization. For example, remembering which pages you visited, So the good thing is they are sharing the example, so it helps the users understand what is meant by this kind of cookie.
Correct.
Performance, cookies that measure how our site is used. So this is for them. So I would say, yeah, I'm happy accepting all the cookies. Okay, great. So we have taken a screenshot of cookies. We could also take a screenshot of the hamburger options. And then we can go back to, this is on cookies. So I'm using the shortcuts command I. So this is for cookies.
Okay, for uploading the image.
Correct. And then we had for the hamburger icon. So we could also reduce the size of these images, because anyway clicking on it would export, I mean would display it in its original size, I believe. Okay, so we are done with the hamburger. Then we go to translate from any language, translate into English. So it looks like a translator. There is something called glossary, and then there is a translate document. When I mouse over, it says translate your Word and PowerPoint files with DeepL translator. Nice. Drag and drop to translate Word docs and PowerPoint files with our document translator. Popular Spanish to English, French to English, and Japanese to English. Other languages, German. Okay, so the list is there. So I'm getting a lot of ideas now. So some of the ideas are like, I'll just make a note under ideas section. Compare with Google Translate. Change browser language change the use VPN to see if default language default target language
Correct.
changes. In fact, I'm connected over a VPN, so I'd mention it here. Environment, then connected via VPN. Keep saving it. I would check autosave is on. Okay, so I'd go back here. Uh, this is nice that this header stayed while I scrolled, and then looks like there are some testimonials, and then footer has few links. Uh, okay, so this is the core of the product, is what I would like to believe.
And
So
on the idea side, they specifically mention .docx and .pptx. So that
correct.
means the older versions of Word and PPT are not supported.
docx and pptx.
Supported.
So what about other versions?
So maybe we can have another topic like
Right,
questions.
other versions and formats. Okay, then what is the core here? Translate from any language. So it has these many languages. So again, take a screenshot. Oh, do
Okay,
you
one
see
more
that there
nice
is a,
thing.
sorry, go ahead.
One more nice thing that I observed when I open the deeple.com/translator, I can see a drop down formal/informal, which I cannot see on your screen.
What what do you see? DeepL.com/translator. I'll stop
One
presenting. You
second,
can present.
yeah, let me. I couldn't see this drop down in your when you were opening the website.
Mm-hmm.
The formal/informal, formal tone, informal tone, and
I still
ornamental.
don't see your screen. Okay, now I see that. Now I see. Now I see. Now I see. Yeah.
Okay. So do you see this drop down option? Formal tone, informal tone, and automatic.
Okay. Can you
I can't see
change
that.
German to English? No, no. On the right side, the target. Yeah. Now you don't see it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That's interesting. Can you change the translate to English to some other language just to see which all languages have this?
Yeah.
French. Okay. Anything?
Is it
Any
like
other language?
non-English? Is it like non-English languages support some formal and informal tone? French, German, Portuguese, Dutch. Correct. And let me change that to English. Okay. So as soon as one of the languages English, this goes away. It's not about target. Right? So as long as one of the language is English, we am audible.
Yeah, it's more, I think, about the target language.
Correct. Yeah. As soon as the target language comes to the English, this is gone.
No, we have
But
not
if you
tried
see
all
the
the
non-English,
we have not tried all the languages, Sunny, for the target. Italian has it. Okay. Next.
yeah,
We can try one by one. Polish has it.
it's not
German,
coming.
French, okay.
Spanish doesn't have it. Portuguese has it. Italian has it. Dutch, Polish, Russian, Japanese doesn't have it. Chinese simplified also doesn't have it. Now I select German. Now I'm going to change it to
So looks
French.
like three languages don't have it.
Yeah,
English, Japanese, Chinese.
correct.
Okay, so we will make a note of that and continue with our work.
On to you, Ajay.
Yeah. So let me present my screen again. So I would say core and then create a new mind map for the core. And also for the older map, we'll also put in a node called footer and go back to DeepL translate. So there is testimonials. There is a testimonials, and then followed by in footer we have. Oh, you can also set the language of this site, I believe. So I've taken a screenshot. Language, site language. And then okay, and then we have press privacy terms and conditions, publisher. We also had the social icons for Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Okay, social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. So I would save this, and we would focus on this section for now, right? And I would say another map. So we'd save this map and then come back here and say core functionality of deepl.com. Save it inside DeepL, and then go here. A quick time check. So we have finished 30 minutes, and so I'll just set the time. Then we'll come back here. So in fact, from the time we started, we have spent like 20 minutes. So 10 minutes was on discussion. So okay, what does it say? There is a translate from any language, which again has these many languages. And then, so we'll take these two screenshots. One, and then translate into all these languages. Source language and target language. Okay, so I'll say source language. This would be the source language, and then have a target language. For the target language, again we observed that except for English, Japanese, and Chinese, correct? Chinese, yeah, Chinese simplified. Option is displayed, which is like these.
Do you write, like, when you're exploring the application, do you also have a praise section? We have no section, we have questions, we have bugs.
So are you saying, do I have a praise where I appreciate?
Yeah. So I was thinking,
go on.
right, if it's just a normal translator, it will convert each and everything. Now, for example, as an end user, I want to, convert, let's say, my email addresses with my website, website name.
Right.
Then it should not convert, it should not translate my website and my email address. So if I say my email address is firstname.lastname@domain.com and my website is http testwithajay.com, so it should only translate the it should not translate the email address and the website. Apart from that, it should translate each and everything. So that deep that that intelligence should be there.
I usually don't have a praise section separately, but then if I notice something which is unique and very helpful, then I make a note of it.
Yeah, I just I was exploring this app and I mentioned the text and it actually converted not everything from English to German. It only converted the English that I wanted. So my input syntax is, if you can see on your chat, I even take a screenshot. Let me share with that.
So I'll say I'll do okay. Let me quickly finish. Let's quickly finish writing all of these and then go and start testing. So we took the source language, target language. Then there is formal or informal. We saw what happens if glossary is on. Here you can edit your glossary pairs and add new ones. Okay. Here's an example. Don't worry about grammars. Okay, fine. So we can add. So this itself is a separate component to be tested. Interesting. So this becomes glossary. Okay, then we move on. Can I switch it
Then we
on?
have a
Oh, to activate, I need to enter a glossary pair. Interesting. Yes, you were telling something.
yeah, we have like more options of the post personality wise. For example, copy clipboard,
Hmm.
share translation, save as a text file.
Copy to copy to clipboard. Share translation. So what does share open? Maybe it needs a translation. Say good morning. I know that it's Guten Morgen. Oh, nice. See, you see that below it shows the other. It shows more info about the translated words. Okay, now let's see what happens when I do a translate. It gives these options. URL to share, copy
Along with
URL,
Twitter is email.
share on Twitter, share on Facebook, share send by email. Nice. So there is a more, I'll say more options, and then copy to clipboard, then share translation, and then we had save as text file. It says text file created and it allows you to download. Let's save it. And what happens here? How much of details is shown? Guten Morgen. Oh, do you see the text below? I don't understand what it is. Maybe I'll just try. It is German. So it says translated with free version. Okay.
It's
So
kind
if
of a disclaimer they're putting up.
right. So if I make it into French and then I download it. So I am expecting this text to be repeated twice. This being the original text translation and
Correct.
then as a footer save as text file. So it also says DE to FR good and it also tells the text. Now an interesting test idea comes. See, there are
long term
no, not just long, but there are some characters which are not allowed in.
file names.
Correct. If those are the only characters in the translation, now how does it?
Yeah.
Right. So let's see if I should see the same text two times. Perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Good. So this is a good test, and let's go.
Can you again write good morning?
But this time it's in French
See, if you see the testimonials, because of that extra, you know, that
section.
we are getting, it is, yeah, it is actually crossing over the testimonials.
So it
If you see,
overlaps some part of the
it's
testimonial.
overlapping.
So
Correct.
let's take it as an issue. Meanwhile, can you come up with the file names which uh, with those characters that are not allowed? And this is share, and this is what? Save as text file. Okay, and then we had here uh, bugs. Additional section overlaps testimonials. Labs testimonials section partial. Okay. Are there any such characters that you have found that you'd like to share in?
Yeah, there are certain reserved characters like less than, greater than, more than, slash, question mark, explain.
Right. Okay. So let's
That is anyone else.
uh, let's let's quickly search for reserved characters Mac folder name. Is it called as reserved or
Invalid.
hmm, illegal characters? Invalid. Okay.
Not folder, right? File name.
Yeah. Special characters to avoid in file names. It it doesn't let you use forward slash. So quickly let's try that. My name. Okay. And then we do save as text file. Mon name. Mon underscore nom. So underscore.
We are converting. There are two underscores.
Sorry. I gave forward slash. It replaced it with colon. Oh, but then I see it here as forward slash. But in the browser, when I was see here, it doesn't show me that. Yeah. So this is not an issue with DeepL per se, but something to investigate. Invalid characters in file names. Okay, and then we go back. So let's reset. Is there a possibility to just go ahead and reset all of it?
Yeah, so
So
our
this is
language
the help
settings have gone.
text. Sorry.
In our whatever language that we set, it's all gone right. There's
Correct.
no
Correct.
reset button.
Yeah. So I'll copy this. This is the help text which is given by default, or pre-canned text. Okay. So how do we know that whatever is being translated is correct? You need an oracle. So maybe translate.google.com.
Compare it with Google Translation.
Correct. There are some other options. DeepL Pro plans and pricing, frequently asked questions, support, blog. So there is this Windows app, API technical,
Question. Yeah.
and what happens if we log in or sign up. So while all of these loads, we can go back to our app and see what's Lingu.
So while it's opening at your site,
Okay, it says English to German dictionary search, such a big number, translations. I don't know
you see the
what's.
language, right? If you click on the drop down, which is coming, let's say if I select English to Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
then ideally it should come English to Spanish dictionary, right? The header one. But it doesn't change. That's a question.
So this looks like a totally different app. Let's go back to translator.
Yeah.
Think it's the internet issue that it's taking so much time to load stuff. So translate from in.
Meanwhile, we can update our mind map about in the core functionality that APIs are also available. If some website wants to use it, they can
So
use the APIs.
so one second. Yeah, so these are the uh, okay, so I'll make a note of these. So we had source, target. We did a simple test. How do
I think we should also add in the core functionality the intelligence, right? So, for example, if I want to translate a sentence, my name is Sunny, then only my name is should be translated, not the name. So, and that's possible by we convert people from English to any language. See, my website is testwithajay.com.
so is there an option to ignore some of those words to be
Yeah, this should be part in more to explore because I think there can be certain algorithm that might have certain reserved words.
okay?
Like if you use my website is testwithajay.com, then only my website is converted, not the website name.
Okay, so we'll say
So it is
test
actually a good functionality.
data and then idea check with different text. Check with different text to see if some words don't get translated. Right? Okay. So you were talking about website. My website is test.com. Okay. Now this is okay. Now translate document. What if we upload document? How do we upload? Does it show the file upload? Yes, it does. And say we can't select any of these files. So what does it want? It wants a PPT.
PPTX.
I don't have any PPT. Okay, PPT or docx. Docx also doesn't help. So let's try. So let's try a docx file. maybe who can give me a docx file? Yeah, so here it is, docs.new docs.
Meanwhile, if you're coding, you can ask, you can update one question section that, what is the maximum size?
I'm not sure why it's not loading at all. Could be the internet issue or the place where I am. Or else I would like to see the API documentation here. So let me open it on my mobile, deepl.com, and then check the API if it has more info in terms of API technical documentation. Says translating text, request response, example, multiple sentences, large volumes, in text markup, and translating documents has uploading, checking status, downloading. So let's go to translating text and request. Text is a required parameter. Source language is optional. Target language is required. Split sentences. Sorry.
Auth key, right? Authentication key is required, and then files.
Preserve formatting, formality. Where are you finding authentication key here?
If you go to translating documents, uploading.
Ah, okay. I am checking text one.
Uh,
Translating text. Okay. So multiple sentences, translating large documents. Okay, nice. So this is very useful. Uh, okay, let's go to translating documents, uploading
One
document.
thing, if you observe the file section, the
Hmm.
API document says you can upload extensions which are supported: docx, pptx, html, and text.
Text also.
But the UI shows only docx and pptx.
Right. So that gives an idea that maybe an entire session on going through the APIs.
Correct.
A session on API pages. And what else is there in terms of translating text, translating documents? There are other functions also like monitoring usage. Very nice. Character count, character limit. So if this is being used by someone and then you can charge, so things like that. Checking the frequently asked questions. What is DeepL? Deep learning company that develops AI systems. AI to understand and translate text. And then what is DeepL Pro is a subscription service. What is DeepL Translation? It is a machine translation service. Okay. And when will I be charged? Okay, so there are decent levels of, I mean, there's decent amount of information in the FAQs also.
Along with the stimulus.
Right. And now thinking back on what else can we test here? It could be the combination of these many languages with these language and these combination and with glossary, right? So we can have something like combination, combinatorial tests, source, target, what do you call that, tone, and then with glossary on or off, right? This again with, this could be either text or document. Then also, then again you have different files, right? So these combinations. Let's try one doc. I'm not sure why it is taking so much of time. But say translate document. I don't have a single doc. I entered a pair. What else does it want me to do? Clicked on next. Are you able to use the glossary feature?
This if you also have the off option, right? It's coming inside the glossary. You need to enter some here.
So I entered a pair. Then I press tab, I press enter. Okay.
I'm able to use it. So if you say hello,
Hmm.
enter hello instead of text. And then you enter HALO to the other side.
Okay. Then
Okay, someone's talking on my side. Maybe select the language English to French. The console.
yeah, English to French. Oh, here. Okay. Yeah, English to French.
And say hello. And hello in at my side. me now, glossary is always on.
Okay, we'll check by screen share. So I removed everything. I started from scratch. Still, it's not showing. Maybe you can share your screen.
This is on now.
What is your URL saying? Translator. Okay,
Dash
morning.
en/morning.
Okay, fine. Can you refresh and go to just translator and then try to re-enable the glossary?
By default, it's coming enabled, but close it off. And then,
Yeah, you can disable it and then try.
but now, if you see, I didn't type anything, and now I'm able to make it on.
Mm. Because it already has something. Click on glossary. Yeah, remove this. Yeah, now try. You're not able to enable it, right?
No, now I'm able to, right? As soon as I enter the pair
Huh.
hello to hello, then I'm able to enable it.
Strange. So, yeah, something to investigate.
Back to you, Ajay.
Okay. So we'll go here.
If you
About the
see that it's loading, then
about the
one
glossary.
test idea can be how this application responds in slow network.
Right. And we have also not tried after login.
Correct.
And then different text terms of the variations. What if there is a mixed text, like multiple languages text? For example, why is it so many
Why is it
terms?
coming?
Okay. Okay.
Time check.
Yeah, we are like 3 minutes left, or we had, yeah, it's like 2 minutes. So we'll quickly save it. You see that I'm not able to see other languages because it's loading. Okay, fine. So we saw one issue. I want to take a screenshot of this issue as well, where it was overlapping. Okay, fine. That's okay. So just save it in the issues section. Text repeated. Save it. Okay. So I'll just export all of these into images. Can format the maps, but then yeah. For now, I think it is okay. So what have we done in this 1 hour is have got a decent idea about what this application is all about, and then what are the areas where we can find more bugs, and what are the areas that we might have to test in depth, right? Something like test ideas, followed by test data, and then the scope. Of course, there is much more to think and discuss in terms of the interactions and then the product elements, the factors to be tested. Then a decent start considering the time spent. So let me stop the recording.